Welcome in, or welcome back. I'm Charmaine. I'm going to get us started. We are going to talk today about the full moon in Virgo. It's an eclipse, okay? So, if you're new here, then what I can tell you is that while the eclipse is happening on March 3rd, 2026, I don't look at just that time frame, right? We are in a portal when an eclipse happens, right? We move through a kind of accelerated timeline. We have sort of these level jumps. And if you didn't see the new moon readings, I did a couple weeks ago. I've been releasing them. You should check that out to talk about the Aquarius. That's right, it was an eclipse in Aquarius. It was the solar eclipse, and that energy is going for the next year. That was what was coming through in those readings. In this reading, I am picking up, we're talking about 6 months. There's something about from now until the next eclipse in a full moon. No, it will be a is it a lunar? No, it can't be a lunar. It's got to be the solar eclipse. August 12th is a total eclipse in Leo. So that is what I am definitely grabbing, right? The next eclipse. So it's from eclipse to eclipse, except it's going from this full moon eclipse until the solar eclipse. So this is what I'm picking up. This is what I'm getting in my own downloads. That this reading, this energy is going for a 6-month period. So this is a timeless reading. So whenever you pick up this reading, you've got about 6 months. Now, if you're seeing this after, I would say if you're seeing this after that Leo moon, you've got 6 months. So if you're seeing this close to March, you've got until, August 12th. If you're seeing this reading after August 12th, 2026, you've got 6 months. Is that right? Is that 6 months? Hang on, let me do that math. So we're in March. No, that's not. It's 5 months, right? That's why I'm like, wait a minute. September is 6 months. So yeah, you've got 5 months. 5 months, people. That's not that long. About 20 weeks. Holy moly. Okay, we got a couple cards. They're just popping out. I'm not even doing nothing yet. Just going to do a collective reading in a minute. But I see here Justice. Oh, I like this card. Using this cool, what deck is this? Soul Cat's Companion deck. I like the artist on this one. And if you're not familiar with my readings, I always like to use animals. Shaman here. So, love to read that nature energy, but really love all my animal guides here. But this one's a cat deck, so we're really looking at through this cat energy, this independence, breaking free of energies. But this card is Justice, and it's really interesting. So there's a, all right, this just came through, a balancing of the books. Okay, got five months to balance the books out there. The other card, Four of Wands. Why? Because there's a whole new adventure coming in. Now, some of you may be doing things between now and then that are adventurous. I know I've got some adventures planned, but there's some big shift in 5 months that you need to get ready. You need to balance those books. This portal is open for that purpose. So the energy is supportive of you clearing to make space. This is full moons are clearing energy. All right, so I'm really excited and ready for this change that's coming in. I feel this vacuum. It kind of being sucked and pulled. They're also kind of sucking up like a vacuum does, all the little bits of dirt and stuff in the cracks and crannies that we don't always see. Well, that's what this eclipse is doing. And in Virgo, we know Virgo is about the details. The details. So everything, that's what's happening here, right? Like in this Justice card, there's all these little details, this counting of the coins and balancing against. I feel like there's this little like possum creature curled up in the scales. And then there's a pile of coins and just making sure that everything comes out in the end. And it isn't just financial, although I am picking up a lot of financial energy, particularly with this Justice card. So you might need to go in and balance your own books out there. But, you know, right, because you're also going to need that stable foundation for that next cycle that's coming in. So in 5 months, we're going to have on August 12th, total eclipse, solar, just like we just had in Aquarius. This time it's going to be in Leo, again, activating the nodes. The nodes are shifting a little before then, but Leo will now be the south node. So right now Virgo is the south node, and in 5 months we're shifting into the Leo south node. And Leo is really about having a good time. And in the south node is really, we're a little bit in the shadow, the lower vibration energy. We've gone too far. It kind of makes sense when I'm picking up this like time to balance the books. It isn't though. I like this, right? We have this Four of Wands. Four of Wands is very much a celebratory kind of energy. I definitely see travel, like lots of travel or new experiences, getting out of not just comfort zone in like that Taurian way. Like I want my mommy, because Taurus energy is that, right? That's where Taurus falls, is the second house, really the second house. So you can think of the second sign of the zodiac. Spring is Aries, is the baby and the beginner, and Taurus is the nurturer after the plants come up and everybody wakes up in springtime. That's the energy Aries brings. Taurus comes in to help with the nests and sort of to root things in. But this isn't comfort zone like Taurus, because we have a lot of fire, right? Four of Wands, that's not earth energy, that's fire. And where I'm getting this like out of comfort zone, as you can see here, this kitty, this energy is on this pile of pillows, surrounded by these Four of Wands, but reaching beyond. And that's where you're going to be going. Outside of the neighborhoods you've been. So travel in the sense of meeting new people. We know that North Node is transitioning. Not yet. It's still in Pisces. But transitioning into Aquarius, which is going to be about the collective, more about community, less about me. But you need to kind of, you're going to be spending that time preparing for that nodal shift, that portal's open, and doing all the little details, all the little paperwork, the boxes, cleaning out the junk drawers. What else do we have to do? Taxes are coming due if you're in the US. All of that work, spring cleaning, all of that, right? Like that's where I said the vacuum is just like here, like sucking up everything, all the old energy of the old cycle, because Leo and Aquarius are going to shift, but mostly because you're going on a new adventure. You're expanding, and that is awesome. All right. Well, that's a lot coming out for just an intro. Any other thoughts or things that are coming through? I was talking and there was something about expansion and the nodal shifts. Oh, the sun is in Pisces. So right now the sun is in Pisces and we will have that shift. There's a lot of planets right now. I think it's Mercury. It's in retrograde too. So that's influencing the energy. And that retrograde energy can be that do-over energy, like kind of going back through and asking yourself, like, what details have I left undone? Like, let's go back over this, or let's redo, because you got that Virgo energy. Let's close up, tie off these loose ends. I think we've also got Venus and Mars. So inner planets, the planets, you know, in the inner part of the solar system are all in that. And then where on the sun is in Pisces. So we have a lot of this Piscean energy. Pisces is an energy of dreaming, right? And what are your dreams? You know, and the masculine and the energy, the masculine and feminine, right? Mars and Venus is the external and the internal, the yin and the yang, coming together under that Piscean energy with the sun there, and really kind of asking you to go back and remember and rethink and bring back your dreams and move in that energy of dream. There's a lot of fire energy coming in under Aries, but that we've had a couple big planets move in to Aries, but I'm in that's more spring, like the equinox is, we are on the cusp of that. But we'll save that one for the next moon. So hang out and we'll talk more about that when we get to that Pisces new moon, because that's really going to have that new start energy. But right now we're in that vacuum cleaning, spring cleaning, beginning. No, we're not in spring yet, but we're almost there. Getting ready for a big shift that's coming. Let me get that date again. August 12th. Well, into the summertime. So we're setting ourselves up for something brand new coming in on the next eclipse that we're going to have this year. Alrighty, so with that overview, let me go ahead and get us started with a collective reading. I know I've got a little bit of a preview going on here. I'm going to set these two cards off. I've got some different oracle decks sitting out, and I will go ahead and start pulling some cards and getting a sense of where we're at. I like this deck. We're going to get a little bit left of the Imbolc. Just a pagan Wiccan holiday about the energy of the time, halfway between winter and spring, right? Marking that halfway point. But like I said, we're just weeks away. But that energy of like the healing, the going in, the reflection time of winter, and then the spring of like coming out from underneath that slumber, like being between those two kinds of spaces. And so these cards are really good at getting us a sense of, where are we in that transition time right now, right? For you guys out there. So get North Star, right? I like that a lot. Talking a lot about the nodes, the shifts, eclipses. You can't help but talk about that. If you're not familiar with what the nodes are, it's where we're trying to grow collectively. We have individual nodes, and then we have the collective node. And so the collective node is where it's the south node, is what we've lived many, many times. We've become almost out of balance in, because that energy is oversaturated. And so Virgo energy is very much about the body, right? It's an earth sign. It's about health and well-being. It's very physical. And its opposite sign, where the north node is in Pisces, which is that dreamy energy and our spiritual selves, right? So we have this spiritual self and this physical self. And we have been spending too much time in a very earthly way and ignoring some of our spiritual pursuits. As a collective, maybe moving away from our connection to the divine, remembering that we're souls with a body, not only bodies, I was going to say vice versa, but no, that would be if the south node, but not believing in our dreams. That's a big one, not believing in our dreams. And I see that so strongly with this card, right? This call to that North Star. So it has been a long winter. It's been a long year since the nodes, it was January, it was 1/1/2025 when this nodal set into place. So 1/1/1 is like totally the sign of new beginning. And we're coming to the close of that, basically a year and a half, and we're not all the way there, right? We've got those 5 months I'm talking about, but really, like, over the last year, you've gone through, right? Like, we've all gone through some major changes, and really learning that our North Star that guides us is one that comes from within. Talking about that Piscean energy, right? The light is within. That's where we need to be guided. And that's what's going to help us navigate right? All these storms, these periods of shadow and light, is to know that no matter how the world turns and churns around us, and it's turning and churning, and it's probably going to keep. But one of the things that we've learned how to do is really, one, take good care of ourselves, right? Like that's that Virgo energy, taking really good care of self, and to be the light. To be the light for ourselves, be the light for to set that example and be a light in the world. It's also interesting when I say that, because at first I wasn't going to say that, but we can see like ships coming towards this energy, and that's you. Like you have a gift, and you've been spending time in this in-between time, right? Pulling up those gifts from the depths that you may not have seen. They've been buried. Staying focused on path is the message here. Knowing what your mission is. And if you don't know, you're in the process of uncovering it. If you're watching this reading, you've definitely come to a place where you realize there's more. There's more to this whole game of life, right? It's more than just what we see in that physical experience that I was just talking about. All right, so you've been in the ground, like in winter, all the little seeds fall in the ground, and waiting for spring. So doing a lot of that reflective work, figuring out what your mission is, right? That's what's happening. But we're in this full moon energy. I know I can see here, just kind of going back to that Justice card. You've got some work to do, a little bit of balancing of those books. But getting clear on why you're doing what you're doing and where you're headed. Let's see here out of this. Oh, 2 went out. Deck. Manifestation. Love it. Love it. I mean, just talking, I was just, what have you been figuring out is that what your mission is, and then you're also responsible for it. No one is going to save you, right? If you're waiting for the world to make sense, if you're waiting for someone to come to their senses, they're not. If you're waiting for justice to show up, right? Kind of going back to this card here. It's you. You're the one that's going to do the work for yourself, because you're the magician. This is a 3 card too. 1 + 2 is a 3, and that's the energy of creation that you get to create. You're building your own world out of your own thoughts, right? Because that's what we've got control over. The world is full of a lot of energies with free will. Like it or not, we're incarnated on this planet at this time, and we chose it. It's hard sometimes for us to get it, but it is a free will universe. You would not be here if you didn't choose it. At this moment in time, in this whatever form you showed up in, meaning your body, meaning the country or the language or the family or whatever it is, if you can take a moment and step back from a bigger picture and recognize nothing was an accident. You're here on purpose, right? You chose it. Why? Why did you choose the experience? And when you understand that, you have a better picture of your North Star, right? Like I talked about the light and the dark and the shadows and the storm and all of that that's going on. But you finally figured out you're eternal. The you inside, the soul, the spirit is eternal. And you have all the magic of the entire universe inside of you. All you have to do is know it, that you're the manifester, and choose it. All right, so manifestation is coming in. Full moons are not times to plant seeds. We're doing a little bit of cleaning up, but you have a sense, right? Like this card is, I have a sense why I'm here. And to get this seed has been planted though. It's not bloomed yet. It was planted. Probably, definitely in that last eclipse. Like there's no way in that Aquarius energy. That was a reset energy. The playing field was leveled. If you haven't looked at those readings, I really encourage you to go back and look at them, because there'll be messages about what script are you flipping. That was that sort of theme, the script that you're flipping, because you were done. We were done with these big karmic cycles, and now we get to create something completely new. What did I say? No one's coming to rescue you. And this card, the keyword is hero, right? You are the hero of the story. You are the one on the hero's journey. You are the hero. That is why you had to do all this work, right? To learn your light. And remember, learn your light, to learn that you are light, to find your light, to shine your light, to take it out and bring it out. And you see these ships? I talked about the people coming, because each of us, part of why we incarnate in this time, isn't just for our own desires. Hello, welcome to the preview that's coming in. Aquarius nodal shift, is that you're the hero. You're the hero of the story, the hero of your story, but you're also the hero of our collective story. You have a mission. So you've been spending that time, right? That's where we are. I talked about this halfway point, figuring out you're the hero, deciding to manifest that. So what else is going on in this energy? You've got your mission. You know that you're the one. This is hero, and this is a 29, which is a 11 card. We've got North Node is a 5, right? Like that's a change. To create something new, you get to decide and co-create with spirit. I'm going right. Oh, I did shuffle. Let me shuffle these. Just taking off the top, but I will do that, and then I'll shuffle as well. Not that I didn't shuffle earlier. I just like to do it on camera. But the one that I shuffled out, oh, look at this. Creativity, 7 Sisters. This is a beautiful card. This deck is the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck, right? And we can see this message of the 7 Sisters. Is this also a 12? It is also a 12. Another card of creation. So I would say full moons are not times to create, but I'm getting this energy of creation. So that is part of too, when you're having a baby. I know some of you out there may be men, but part of, men play a part in reproduction, but in the creation of a baby, is a long time. And we have babies in all kinds of metaphorical ways, right? We have actual human children, and then our babies are animals, and then our babies are our projects, our passion projects, and sometimes it's our physical things, like my car is my baby, right? But anyways, I know the car is the best example, so I kind of shake my head, unless it's one you've restored or something like that. But the idea I'm trying to get to is this idea that things take time to develop. And so do you, right? In creating the hero that you are has taken time. In figuring out your mission has taken time. To give birth, we're not there yet, right? Like that's that energy, that Aries energy of popping up out of the ground is when we're finally ready to give birth to that idea. And that's what we're doing, all of this clearing energy. The one I took off the top, I should have just kept with this one. It's okay. The creativity was important as a confirmation. And this is a card of miracles. 42 is a 6 card. And it is time to believe in miracles. And the pomegranates on the ground. There's a picture of a pomegranate here, right? The abundance that lives inside of you, that you can manifest, that miracles are abound, and that you deserve those miracles. This is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and read the 7 Sisters card. See if I can get a little bit more information out of this. And this card is And the guidebook represented by air, which is our ideas. So we've got some creative ideas out there. It says the seven sisters. It's a goddess of creativity, and the goddesses come from New Orleans, which is really interesting. I'm going to be traveling out of New Orleans soon. But it says the seven sisters were a mystical New Orleans family of identical master psychics and conjure women who never aged. But were they? Were the seven sisters one shape, or were they one shape-shifting woman, or seven? Time will never tell. So it's asking you to create. You come from conjurers and creators. Your blood remembers. Your gifts to multiply. Use your gifts to multiply your magic. You are a cosmic creatrix, a creative force. And then continues to say here, you are a divine nation within one person. And that's when I was saying that all of the universe exists inside of you. All of the power. We just have to believe it. And so much of human history, if you spend time really delving into some of the stories, our historical stories, our history, if you will, and how many wars were fought over ideology, how we continue to fight wars over ideology, beliefs. That's what ideology. Who is the path to God? Who holds that path? Who has the right, whose religion counts, or whose stories matter? Because it is in the stories we tell about the stars and about our gods or goddesses. And of course, the stories we tell about our people, our ancestors, and who we are, that then shape our beliefs. And from idea goes into creation, the Pisces Virgo axis. And rebalancing that is what we've been doing with this eclipse energy, is healing the body. Healing what we carry in our bodies are made up of our ancestors. And their memories live in our DNA and in our tissue, right? In our blood. When I talked about the creation of a child, we are our ancestors' creation. We carry in our physical forms their experiences and in many ways their beliefs. Some of them were beautiful and some were very dark because of their experiences. But we have spent the time healing and transmuting and learning our worth, right? That's what this North Star energy is, finding that light. I talked about the balancing of the books. That's also what's coming in for the collective, for all of you out there, is a rebalancing of remembering of who we are and knowing our worth. Were these seven sisters one or many? It's almost all the same. Within one of us is all of us. Within one of you is all of the people that come from behind you. Within the light that we shine in the world are all of these other communities that are coming to see our light. That's why people spend so much time trying to convince each other of the truth. Why we might waste time, I don't say waste, trying to convince others of the truth. We need only to embody our light, our divinity that lives within, and shine it brightly. And be that hero that we know we are, that we came here to be, the hero who shines the light. What else here in this card? Break out of your comfort zone. I mentioned that here with that Four of Wands. But I did say it wasn't so much like a Taurian. So let's see how we clear that out. And into your creative fertility. You have the power that creates planets. So yes, you are creative. No one else's opinion matters. I just said that. Let your inner child play to awaken your creativity. Creating is birthing, is manifesting. And your affirmation, the goddess declaration, I am a creative visionary. So part of why this moon, this full moon, is bringing in the space to create, right? We need to open up so we can expand. But it isn't like, usually full moons are a lot about release. But because it's an eclipse, it's accelerating our ability to create by clearing out what's standing in the way. I absolutely adore that. So much so I have to look at the message here for miracles, right, for y'all out there. So this is now my pronunciation may be off, but Ayizan or Ayizan. I think it's Ayizan. She's a 42. Goddess Ayizan. Ayizan. Maybe it's Ayizan. She's from Haiti. And element is a bush element, right? And we can see this palm frond. I don't know if you can see that very well, but that's there, yeah. And it says Mambo, or Princess Ayizan, is the wise Haitian, Iwa, or deity, queen of the markets, riches, and sacred initiations. Respect her as the mighty venerated spirit of the first priestess. Her guidance is you are a magnet for miracles. In fact, you are a miracle. What if you truly allowed yourself to believe? All things are possible. Dare to dream bigger. Yes, if you want to create miracles, but you take I'll believe it when I see it approach, it's going to make that hard. What if you will see it after you believe it? 100% about that. Believe that you deserve to be, do, and have the world you want for yourself. You can be your true self. Do what awakens your soul and have your desires. And that's the material aspect of one's dreams in this axis of Pisces and Virgo. This is life's miracle. Yes. If you haven't witnessed your miracle yet today, ask for it and allow it in. Your affirmation on this is my life is full of miracles. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, that was super interesting, right? So this eclipse is making it possible for you to live out your mission and purpose. You've been spending time over this last year, almost year and a half, in figuring that out for yourself. Where do I fit in this new environment, in this new cosmic game? What am I here to create with all this manifestation energy? Who is the hero of my story or heroine? Everything you're waiting for, you are. That's why you're getting all this energy around creativity. If you're waiting for some time, someone, some resource, that waiting period is coming to a close. If you feel like you've been stuck in a stagnant place, it is so that you can get your ducks in a row. It just really is about balancing the books. If you do the spring cleaning, get things in order, get your house in order, however that is for you, right? You get your house in order, because abundance is coming in. The miracles are on their way to you. You've already planted the seed somewhere. It's coming in, but you need to make that space in this moon. All right, all right. I got one more card to pull here. Oh, well, maybe. We'll see. I have the tea leaves out too. A tarot for clarification, but so far everything's been pretty clear for you all out there. Oh, that's too many. There weren't that many. May have wanted to give them to me, but no. I'll take this one. Last one here. Oh, wow. Personal power. This is a crystal deck. Look at this. Holy moly. So you're co-creating with spirit 100%. This is it's got bear ancestor energy. We've got the eagle, right? This is really very much like spirit flying from up ahead, having this vision of the future, manifesting. That's what you're doing. You're the manifester. Keywords on here: power, animal, personal power, and then the crystal of chrysotile. Chrysotile. I don't know this crystal. 2 is creative energy. This is a 20 card. But this is again about co-creating with spirit. Like, if there's a message I can deliver, is your ancestors, your guides are here. And I think I gave this message pretty strongly across the board in the Aquarius eclipse energy a couple weeks ago. You've got to make the wish. I did give that. I'm pretty sure I gave that message to the collective. That message is back in this eclipse. In fact, I feel like y'all may have done a bit of that out there. Maybe now it's just about having the strength to do the work to get to where you're trying to go. I am going to look that crystal up. I'm not familiar with that crystal. What is that crystal about? Well, I'm also looking at the message of the card, which is pretty much about stepping into your power, calling on your ancestors, calling up your spirit animals. If you have a particular animal that you use to help guide you, go ahead and now is the time to bring them in. If you don't, call on eagle spirit and bear spirit. Bear spirit is going to give you that strength as we move out of hibernation and come out of the cave into spring. And eagle is going to help us soar, right? And see where we're going and have that vision. So you can ask them to come and show you, or to sit with you or guide you, or you can see through them. You know, in a meditation, you can step into them if you know how to do that work, so you can see out to where it is you're headed, right? You can have their assistance in you having the strength to move towards to move out from that slumber period, to come out of this healing period that we've been going through with this Virgo energy. 5 months, clean up your house. All right, I'm going to look at this soul tile. Soul tile. Boy, I gotta learn some more crystals. I like crystals. A lot of them though. Again, right, like it's interesting here. It says, ask your power animal to show up 3 times in your life in order to give you confirmation and clarity. That's another great way to do this. So you have an idea, you can say, I'm going to ask this power animal, or you could even say, show me the sign of a bear, like, so I know what direction. Spirit, give me a sign. Or of the eagle. And then you can use that when you're thinking about something, or if you're waiting for a sign and you pass, like, you hear a song by the Eagles or something like that, you know. Anyways, you can just be like, oh, okay, that's my confirmation. This one is saying like 3 times. I've done that. I read The Alchemist and many years ago, and I got 3 signs to go to Australia, and I didn't ask. I was planning a trip to the Caribbean, which I'm finally taking that trip to the Caribbean, which is interesting. We got Haiti and New Orleans, and I'm sailing now to New Orleans. So that's awfully interesting for my own journey. But, because I'm part of the collective too with you guys. But I was going to go. When was it? 2000. It was 2009, maybe 2010, somewhere in there. So almost 16 years ago, 15 years ago. And my life totally changed. I went to Australia instead, and a whole different kind of story and experience from that. And now I'm actually heading in a different direction. So that's fascinating. But I got 3 signs. And then once I got that 3rd sign, I was just like, that's it. I'm going to go on a plane. Yeah. And they were just 3 totally different signs. I was reading The Alchemist. I was sitting on a bus. And if you haven't read The Alchemist, you should. I love that book. It's by Coelho, Ceulo, I think. Paulo Coelho. And it's just fabulous. So the first time I had been gifted it, hadn't read it forever. Took a trip. I was traveling on a vacation. This is all like hitting little bells, even telling the story, because I've been getting downloads about travel, big ones. But and thinking about doing a travel channel on spiritual traveling, which is I'll share that because it's probably actually going to happen. But in that trip, I was traveling when I read The Alchemist from LA to Vegas, and I was on a tour bus on the way back. We got stuck. It was Father's Day weekend and terrible traffic coming back. And I took the book with me the whole time, never read it. I was in a spa, so you might be like, why would you think you had time to read in Las Vegas and slots and all kinds of shows and stuff? But I spent a good amount of time in the spa. I was in grad school at the time, so it's pretty exhausted. I just finished my master's paper, and a friend from another school. I've been to school forever. I'm like the eternal teacher. But we decided to meet up in Vegas. So anyways, never read the book. Finally, I was on the bus stuck in terrible Father's Day traffic. And which should have been a pretty straightforward, I think, 4.5 hour drive back then, maybe 5, turned into like the whole entire day. And so I just popped the book out and I started reading it. Well, I get to this part of the book where it's talking about signs and being able to read the signs and the soul of the universe, and finding that, your personal journey. And I get to the part of the book where it's talking about that, and I realize I'm on this bus with all these tourists from Australia. And I thought, well, that's just odd that I'm actually sitting on a tour bus that's going back from Vegas to LA. I just hopped one of these tour buses out of Disneyland and left my car there. I was living in California, but I didn't want to drive. I thought, I'll just take the bus. It'll be all right. But actually, another synchronicity that just popped in. I remember on the way down, I didn't have any time to read because a woman sat next to me, just talked my ear off the whole time. I was like, I am so tired. But, I was being a little bit too, I don't know, polite, I guess. And she was from Barbados. Another Caribbean sync. Maybe I'm getting my 3 right here in this reading. So you all look for your 3. So anyways, on the bus ride, I got the Australia. I'm surrounded by Australians. Then I started thinking, maybe I should go to Australia. I'm like, I'm not going to Australia. What am I doing about Australia? And then I got home and I had a conditioner. I had run out of this one I was using, and I stepped in the shower and went to wash my hair, and I saw the bottle. I just bought it. I think I run out of something, and I hadn't used it in years and years and years. And it was that Aussie, Australian, it says Aussie hair or something. And I said, well, that's another sign, isn't it? I said, I don't know if I see one more. And later that day, I was going to a spin class because I liked to do that back then. And there was a substitute teacher in the spin class. And lo and behold, she happened to be from Australia. So I did end up taking that trip, bought my first ticket to Australia. No lying to you, was $777.77. And I can say my life definitely changed. I went on my adventure there. And that would then take me, that would bring about a lot of different changes in my life. and all for amazingness. So message here on this personal animal. If you have one, look for signs. If you don't, you got bear and eagle to choose from, right? You can do meditations and go see through them, but look for the signs. Look for the signs around you. I love it. I love it. I was trying to figure out the crystal though. Well, apparently this crystal awakens your personal power, aligns you to your strength, and helps you connect to your personal animals. So I will spell it. I was like, I can put it in a title, but I won't. Let me do it right now. It's CHRYSOTILE. So that is the name of the crystal. I don't have any of that. I may certainly get me some of that though. Maybe I'll do a little video about that crystal. That is fascinating. Oh, and then if y'all are interested in this deck, it's the Crystal Medicine Oracle. It's a new one for me. I have like over 100 decks of different types. I love decks. But that one's new. It was a newer collection. So, all right, you guys, what else can I tell you about this? I guess, tea leaves. I know I just like tea leaves. What else do we need to know then? Let's see here. Tea leaves. For this, I see this one popping out. This one's popping out. This one I feel. What else? That one flipped right out. Whoa, the one that flipped out. I think this one too. We'll just get some final messages here for this energy. This says haystack. And the message here is karma. You will reap what you sow. I mean, I think this is like in a really good way. But I definitely get this message about do your spring cleaning. Get your house in order. Because that is going to impact what you get, what you are able to receive and take advantage of in 5 months from now. Okay, that portal's open. The energy's speeding up and you got to work with it. You've got to work with that energy. Stay in your high vibrational energy. You've done a lot of really good work. Keep doing it. Clear out. Do that spring cleaning, right? Get things out of the way so that you can reap that. Your rewards are coming in, right? Your ancestors have waited a long time for you to show up as the hero. So, what else? Tree. Keyword on this is affairs with your family, right? Talking about family tree, talking about ancestral roots. Skull, hidden secrets can harm you. So it's time to address those ancient patterns or those skeletons in your closet. Broken wishbone. More bones. Wish will not be granted. I think that's just a straight up warning. Like, it's critical you clear your karma. And part of that is taking the time to address the loose ends. Okay. Whatever habits or patterns were inherited, not paying bills, not calling people back, ghosting, not facing your problems, avoidance, that stuff is going to block the manifestation from coming in. That's a straight up warning. What else do we have? Carrot. I mean, Spirit's trying, this is opportunity windfall. Like, the roots, like, are strong. Like, you're ready to receive the carrot. The carrot is like the thing that they put in front of the horse to make the horse walk, right? Like, you've been doing this work to receive that carrot, not just to be tempted. And it feels like you've been walking and walking and working and working. Am I ever going, is this ever going to cash in for me? It is, but you do have to do it right? Like haystack, you're going to reap what you have sown. Chair filled, someone new is entering in your life. But we don't know who that is. Why is this important? Some new people are coming in. So you need to make space. You need to clear the chairs. If there's old stuck energy, people have left your life, but their energy is still lingering. Again, going back to spring cleaning. If it's kids have moved out of the house, or roommates have moved, whatever it is, if you've moved and down, it's time to clear all that stuff out to make space for new people, experiences, adventures. And finally, to close us out, Ram. A stubborn, aggressive person. I just have to chuckle because this is a mascot at my daughter's school, is Rams. And, you know, I mean, there's this image of the ram busting through and breaking the boundaries, breaking the barriers. And that's you. Like, you need this determination, this focus to not let anything stand in your way. You can do it, but you're going to need to be tenacious to do it. Stay focused on your goals, and don't let the shadows. You've done this long dark work hold you back. I mean, it's time to see the birth of what it is you've been trying to create for so long, right? With this carrot. So, all right, that message is for you. Happy full moon.